Hi, I just want to do a quick demo on how we can predict what a fire break would look like with and without a fire break. So let's take a look. I'm just going to put in the Google URL here just to help me find the location. So here we are, and I'm just going to download this. Now these are all pixels, again, that are downloadable content, and they all get stitched together. Each pixel that you see here contains 15,000 pixels of high resolution data. This is just kind of like the loading map where you kind of get the low resolution. So it's just going to take a minute just to load that area here. Okay, so here we go. All right, so what we can do, this is the fully loaded area. There is a sunrise, so it does have a 24-hour day. So I'm just gonna, in fact, I'm just gonna come here, see the time. If you click on that and click on the number 1, you can add 1 hour of daytime in like kind of 15-minute increments, just so we can see the terrain. So let's see, does this seem familiar? Let me just come down here. All right. Now, this is every pixel here is the GIS data that I got from Landfire.gov. There are 40 different fuel types that are here, and they all burn at different spread rates. So let me just kind of show you really quick here. This kind of changes the what you're looking at here. So previously this is like just a normal terrain fuel type, just to know which ones are trees and grasses and bushes and which ones are urban areas. This is rate of spread, and this one is flame length. And we have a chart here that shows the flame length in difficulty of level, so up to 4 feet, 8 feet, 16 feet. And then rate of spread, these are chains per hour, 3 chains, 15, 45, and up to 150. It goes even higher, but it just kind of gives you an overall view of what is the danger. So we can see here, not too dangerous, especially at 10 kilometers an hour. I just changed the fuel also. So if I brought more moisture, it's even less dangerous. If I reduce the fuel moisture, you can see that it does get a little bit redder. And if I bring up the wind speed, you can see how things get radically more dangerous on the rate of spread side. So this is all showing areas of high rate of spread. This here a little bit lower. And then if I change it to flame length, again, it's a different look, but here based on wind speed, these are high flame length areas. So not only they are high rate of spread, they're also high flame length based on fuel moisture. If it had more fuel moisture, again, you can see how we can play around with these variables and kind of get a great look at what everything's happening. So that said, let's come over here. I'm going to bring this, let's bring it so it's a little bit faster. Medium wind speed, 21 miles per hour, low moisture, and we're going to set a fire. Let's set a fire right here. All right. So in 1 hour of time, the fire is already increased by this much. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, right here I have kind of these instructions here. And the number 6 is I'm going to just create a fuel break. So right in front of it, I'm just going to hold the number 6. And I'm just going to draw on the map here. Now, as I'm drawing, you'll notice that the terrain changed to this gradient color. This actually shows what is harder to, the vegetation takes longer to cut through. So you might want to also consider that. And I have another example that shows this is kind of a previous example. So I'm just creating a fuel break here, just making sure. And that is basically changing the pixels to be a bare ground. You can see there's a lot of bare ground areas. These are all the brown parts that are already non-burnable. But there's a little bit of a difference here. what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the time again, and let's go by, let's say 3 hours from now. So it's going to start incrementing. And what's going to happen is that there's going to be a white fire that is going to go through the fuel break. This is the initial, without a fuel break, this is what it looks like. So after 3 hours, yeah, you know what, the fuel break would have prevented all of what you see in white. But if I add another 3 hours, and let's see what happens now, is it's going to go around the edge and it's going to turn blue. So here we go. It's changing a little bit. Let's give it maybe another 3 hours. Let's see what happens. It's just starting. Oh, maybe on this side. See, it's actually doing a pretty good job overall. Okay, let me give it another 13 hours. Okay, the map is just kind of refreshing itself here. Okay, you know what, let's add another one more hour just for fun. Okay, just to get a little bit more daylight. Okay, so if we take a look, oh, it's going to update the map a little bit here. Now I have improved on these calculations on a previous version. I've actually kind of rolled back a little bit just to see this more incremental style. All right, so just having this fuel break here allowed all of this white fire to have been prevented. And within that 24 hours, this fuel break only allowed the fire to reach up to this point instead. I hope that makes sense. So that fuel break, the blue fire that you see here, is what the fuel break was allowed it to only be contained up to that point. Like it didn't allow it to spread that quickly. Versus without that fuel break, all of this white area and all of this area happened within this 24-hour period. Okay, so we can just kind of take a look and you can definitely see the difference of what that fuel break just there did. All right, so that is kind of a quick example of what is happening and how it works. It did go through the night time, but overall that is totally fine. I mean, there's lots of things that I can do to just allow the sun to always shine in the same time, but I think sometimes it is nice to be able to see what happens during the night versus during the day. And yeah, overall this is the beginning part of where I am at. So thank you for your time, and I'll talk to you later.